was to demonstrate that from the beginning, the people of the Nile Valley, who brought the world's first and greatest civilization, the longest lasting civilization, was an African people, first and foremost. Okay, and after the the end, if you will, of that civilization in that particular location, these people dispersed back into the continent. Okay, the greater continent from whence they came. Right? And today we want to bring it home, right? So we're picking up from the end. Where did these people go? Right? Where did these people go? So first and foremost, we want to talk about the Ghana Empire. Okay? And we're gonna tie that in so that these are the same people. Okay, so the Ghana Empire, 350 ACE to 1200 ACE. So this is right around the time when the Christians came in and attempted to conquer Kemet, okay, the Nile Valley, particularly their infusion into Nubia. Right, this is around the same time as the Axumites, okay, from Ethiopia came in and conquered the Kushites at the behest of the Roman Catholic Church or the Roman Empire. So this is what leads to that dispersal. Whenever somebody would come in and try to conquer, they didn't exterminate us. We picked up and went on. All right, so this is what we're picking up here. The Ghana Empire was founded by a Soninke people or Mande people. Okay, the Soninke people trace their origins to a man named Dinga Sisse. Dinga Sisse is said to have come from Egypt, specifically Aswan, Nubia. As such, Soninke is held to mean inhabitants of Aswan. Now, the Ghana Empire, this is in a different location than what we know Ghana to be today. Okay? But we're still talking extreme West Africa. Right? We're talking Mali, we're talking Mauritania in terms of the Ghana Empire. Okay? Now, interesting to note that it has the same name as present-day Ghana, which was called the Gold Coast, okay, during the foreign occupation or colonialism, okay, and it was when Ghana gained their independence that the president of Ghana, the great ancestor Kwame Nkrumah, okay, renamed the country after the land where their ancestors came from, the Ghana Empire, okay. Furthermore, Ghana is actually the name of the leader or the king of the Ghana Empire. So Ghana is actually the equivalent of Nisubiti, okay, or Korean Kush, okay. All right, so interesting thing, right? When we're talking about Ghana Empire, we got to talk about the capital city, right, called Wagudu or Ugudu, okay. Now, Wagudu was the name of a city in ancient Ghana and also the deity of the people, who was also called Bida. Okay, Bida was a serpent that was responsible for the prosperity of Wagudu and the Soninke people. Okay, when the founder of the Soninke, Dinga Sisse, was near his death, he passed his inheritance to his youngest son, Jabe. However, in order to solidify his rule, Jabe had to make a deal with Wagadu Bida. Every year, the people had to offer a virgin to Bida, and in exchange, he would cause it to rain gold 3 times a year. From this, Wagudu became very wealthy. Okay, so this is cosmology, right? This is a story. This symbolizes, the offering of a virgin, okay, or the quote-unquote sacrifice of a virgin to Bida, to the snake. This represents the giving of the woman or the people to be priests or priestesses, to be initiated into the tradition. You understand? So every year they had to offer a new priestess. Someone had to be initiated. Okay? The kingdom flourished for many years as a result of the people keeping their oath with Bida. However, one year, a very beautiful girl was to be given to Beta, but a man by the name of Mamadi, okay, which is how the Soninke people vocalize Muhammad. Mamadi was in love with her and decided that he would not let her go to Beta. Instead, he decided to wait for Beta at his well where the girl was to be offered, and when Beta rose up from the well to take the girl, Mamadi beheaded him. As Beta's head flew to the ground, he pronounced a curse upon the people and the land that for 7 years there would be no rain. Okay, this is a story that the Soninke tell to speak to the rise and fall of the Ghana Empire, the infiltration and Islamization of the people by the Almoravids. Who are the Almoravids? The Almoravids are North African Moors. Okay, these are the Berbers or the Africans that have been converted to Islam. Okay, and you know, real quick, let's talk about this. You know, so these Africans from the Nile Valley moved into West Africa via the Sahara, okay, via the Sahara Desert, which wasn't a desert at the time, actually, okay? But there was a trade route that stretched from Nubia, from Kemet, all the way into West Africa via the Sahara. And the Almoravids, the Muslims, wanted to take control of the trade route. And they wanted Ghana's wealth. This is the story of how Ghana became, you know, wealthy. Of course, as always, we gave credit to the divine. Right? African people have always been a very spiritual people. So when they talk about it's our covenant, it's our oath with Beta, okay, that gave us our power, that gave us our wealth, that caused us to flourish. Right? This is the same thing as, you know, thank the Lord, right? When we get something, okay? This is what's going on. So the Almoravids knew that in order for them to, you know, take over, they had to employ the same strategy, which was converting the people to their religion. However, the Soninke, the people of the Ghana Empire, were reluctant. They laughed at them, like, convert for what? You know, we got everything. We got it all. Convert for what? So, what they did, the Almoravids went and conquered some of the neighboring African groups and converted them to Islam and used them to cut off the trade route, okay, to the Ghana Empire. And as a result of that, the people eventually begin to accept Islam. Okay? So this is the story of the people turning away from their ancestral, you know, spiritual traditions, their ancestral culture, to embrace Islam. All right? So, the desertification of the land, which led to the dispersal of the Soninke throughout the land. So this is what they say, how their land became a desert. You know, how they actually fell from power. And the Ghana Empire, real quick, the Ghana Empire, of course, was the precursor to the Songhai Empire, okay, Timbuktu, all right, and the Mali Empire, right? So we're going deeper south, okay, so here, this is an image of a Neter from Kemet. Right? It's a serpent. His name, the Greeks called him Agatho Daemon. And Daemon is, you know, a term that means God or deity. Okay, so Agatho Daemon. And Agatho is supposed to mean good or noble or beneficent. Right? Our ancestors called it Shai. And we'll get to another name in a second. Agatho is the name that was given to the Neter Shai during Greco-Roman era Egypt in association with the deity, their deity Agatho Daemon, a serpent deity of the harvest and vineyard. Now this is something, you know, that the Greeks had a habit of doing. A lot of the Greek scholars and the Greek historians and whatnot, when they come into a foreign country, they interpret the culture and the tradition of the people through their own cultural lens. And when it came to the traditions, they equated based on correspondences and characteristics and functions and whatnot. Okay, this is the Egyptian Zeus. This is the Egyptian Hercules. This is the Egyptian Aphrodite, etc. so on. So they gave the name of Gatho Daemon, okay, to Shai, in saying that Shai is the equivalent of their deity of the harvest in the vineyard. Okay? Shai was the Neter of destiny, fortune, and together with his wife, Renenutet, but also the Neter of the harvest. Shai was also depicted as a serpent in later times. The name Agatho may be the Greek vocalization of Egyptian Agahaga, okay, or Agahaga, which is the name of another serpent of food and sustenance that came to be identified with Shai. So even the name may have actually come from Adunatep. Okay? And here's a we'll break down the quality. Referring to Agahaga, Nefer, right? The perfect Agahaga of the two countries and the banks that assigns all food to the ones he loves. The big shiny one at whose sight one lives, who will provide the country with the seed of the field. Okay, now this serpent, right? The serpent is a very old motif that goes all throughout Africa. Okay, no matter where you go, you see the serpent. West Africa, especially voodoo. Even it comes here to New Orleans. Okay, when you see the voodoo queen, okay, with her bow. Right? Y'all seen that before? That scare y'all? Oh, okay, all good. I think I have a picture of her, in here somewhere. But go back. Right? When you, and I say I'm writing a book on this subject actually. When we talk about stories such as the Soninke and Bida and the people turning away from the serpent, okay, to embrace Islam, right? This is actually the same story that we get, with the whole biblical narrative and the demonization of the serpent, okay? And, I'm working on a book that will demonstrate that, the devil of the Abrahamic traditions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, okay, is actually the demonization of the Neter Osir, okay, which represents African people's ancestors. Right? So, the same thing, combating us, okay, and trying to get us to reject our ancestors in honor of theirs and their culture. Okay? Alright, so the Soninke mandate, okay? These people would also give rise to the Mali, okay, Gao or Kaka, the Songhai empires, and Dindi kingdom. The mandate includes about 50 ethnic groups found in Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Chad, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, okay, Liberia, Mali, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, and Sierra Leone. And once again, these people trace their lineage back to the Nile Valley. Okay? Now, interesting thing, okay? We brought up Bida as an example of the continuity of culture, the same deity, same function, okay? Matter of fact, if you go back, my point, go back real quick, okay? Agahaga and Agatho, okay? Go back. Back. You see here, I have Wagadu or Ugudu Bida. This is also the name of the deity. That's why I have it in parentheses. It's the name of the city and the deity. Wagadu or Wugudu, Agatho. You understand where I'm going? Okay. Same deity, same name. Alright? Now let's go. Okay. So, all of these ethnic groups, at least 50 ethnic groups, all throughout Western Africa. Right? But they want to say we don't have a right to Nile Valley culture and traditions. These are people. Can you prove it, Aankh Benu? Let's go. Okay. This is the Neter Amun. Alright? Now, Amun, if you remember when we dealt with the fall of Nubia after the fall of Kemet, pardon me, after the 25th dynasty, okay, in the Nubia, we go into the Nubian history, Kushites, and from the beginning to the end, we see that the Nubian people never stopped venerating the Neter Amun. So, after the Romans, after the Muslims come in and the people leave, they take Amun with them. Okay? Let's go. All right. So this is actually from a great hymn to Amun. Okay? Kim Nui Keperu Ek Tupi Ek, the 8 were your first form. Kim Ek Nidiu Ek Woti, until you completed these, you were one. Zestaru Jet Ek Mwaru, hidden was your body among the elders, or the Kim Nu, the 8. Okay? Amun in Tu, Amun in Hat Netaru. You kept yourself secure within or hidden as Amun at the head of the Netaru. So this is describing the origins of Amun. The 8, which speaks to 8 primordial forces that describe the qualities of the universe prior to creation. Okay, so this is Amun as infinite, eternal, concealed, unfathomable, etc. so on. Okay, and this is describing his body until he brought himself forward. Okay, he was hidden. Let's go. Okay, see if we can thank you, I appreciate you. The one who initiated existence on the first occasion, Amun, who developed in the beginning, whose origin is unknown. No Neter came into being prior to him. No other Neter was with him who could say what he looked like. He had no mother who created his name. He had no father to beget him or to say this belongs to me, who formed his own egg. Remember this. Don't sleep on this. Remember this. Who formed his own egg. Power of secret birth, who created his own beauty, most divine Neter, who came into being alone. Every Neter came into being since he began himself. Let's go. Okay, now, Amun, in the Mande tradition, is called Mangala. Can you say Mangala? Mangala, okay? Mangala is the name of the creator in Mande cosmology, which is in Mali. According to the tradition, Mangala existed alone as a round, energetic presence or an egg. Okay? Within him were 2 sets of twins. Mangala used the matter within himself to create a seed that was the world. However, the seed did not hold together well and blew up. Mangala tried again, placing 2 sets of twins in an egg. This time, Mangala's creation was successful. That's from African Mythology A to Z by Patricia Ann Lynch. Let's go. Okay? Go back real quick. 2 sets of twins. Y'all counting this? Okay? Placing 2 sets of twins. 2 sets of twins. How many is that?
4.
2 sets?
2 sets. 2. 2 sets.
Okay. Okay, let's go. The creator in Dogon cosmology is called Ama. In the beginning, the creator Ama was in the shape of an egg. The egg was divided into 4 sections representing the earth, air, fire, and water. This also established the 4 cardinal directions. The first time Ama tried to create the earth, she failed. The second time, she planted a seed in herself that formed 2 placentas, each containing a pair of twins. Okay? Y'all see? Now, Ama is the Dogon vocalization of Amun. Okay? Same tradition. Same cosmology. Let's go. Okay? Within Ama's egg, there are 8 seeds. With regard to the formation of seeds, such as it were prefigured by the Yala of the central spiral in Ama's egg, the 7th figure must read as follows. In the center of the oval, a point represents the germ of the pole, the smallest of cultivated grains. Around it are 7 rays of increasing length in the form of a star, marking the 7 hypostases of Ama's word, 7 vibrations which are in order the principal seeds, Yu, Imeye, Ime, Nakolo, Ime Digiro, Nu, Nama, or Namu, Ara, and Imeya. The last figure, in which the 8th segment has appeared detached from the 7th in the image of their germination and the future reproduction of cereal grains. This figure is called Ama's tono or image or sign, one of the images of the Creator. So the 8, Imeya tono, okay, Imeya tono is the image of Ama. Going back, what did the hymn to Amun say? The 8 was your first form within the egg. All right? Y'all all right?
You said 8 as in figure 8?
No. Not talking about the number 8, but the 8 letter rule. Okay, 8 primordial letter rule. Okay, let's go. Same tradition, that's the point. Same cosmology. Okay? Sutesh, Neter chaos, disorder. Okay? Let's go. Now, this is also found in both Mande and Dogon cosmologies. You who the pregnant one ejected when you did cleave the night, adorned are you like Sutesh who came out forcibly. Pyramid text 205. On the 3rd day, Typhoon or Sutesh was born, but not in due season or manner, but with a blow he broke through his mother's side and leaped forth. Plutarch, there they said, okay, et Isirede, Franco, Biblical edition, chapter 12. Let's go. Okay, the Mande and the Bambara, they call Sutesh Pimba. Pimba was a rebel. The supreme god, Mangala, created an egg containing a pair of twins, Pimba and his twin brother, Pharaoh. Remember this name here. Pharaoh. Okay? Pimba left the egg ahead of time, carrying with him parts of his placenta, which came to earth. Pimba then made it with the earth, which he made impure. Pimba's actions caused the death of Pharaoh, who was restored to life by Mangala. Okay, so pay attention. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Ogo or Urubu from the Dogon cosmology. The first time Amma tried to create earth, she failed. The second time she planted a seed in herself that formed 2 placentas, each containing a pair of twins. One twin, Ogo, broke out of the placenta and tried to create his own universe. He was unsuccessful, and Amma used a fragment of Ogo's placenta to create the earth. So this same motif, this rebellious Neter, or this rebellious Nomo, this rebellious deity, breaking out of the womb early, ripping his placenta. Right? And they call Ogo, go back one, they call him the pale fox. Okay? Let's go back real quick. Back. Sutesh. I don't think y'all were here when we went over Sutesh a couple of weeks ago, but one of his names is light skin. Pale. You know what I mean? And he's, sometimes depicted like a canine. Alright? Let's go. Let's go. Okay? Like his twin brothers, Ogo was attached to his formed placenta as a complete being and was provided with 4 body souls. Evidence of the 4 elements, but he was still alone. Amma was proceeding to fashion the female twins of the normal Anagano, who were to be completed 60 periods after their formation. From that time on, Ogo demonstrated his anxiety and impatience. Although Amma wanted to form his female twin and give her to him, as he had done to his twin brothers, Ogo, in his anguish and desire to possess her, believed that she would not be given to him, and he became incessantly restless. Thinking he was to be deprived of her, he was irritating Amma by moving about. Amma then told him that he would receive his female twin at the time of her birth, of her emergence from the womb, but Ogo did not believe him, demanded her immediately, revolted and started to look for her without waiting for Amma's creations. Ogo, he was born prematurely and left his placenta hurriedly with his eyes closed. He disrupted his own gestation and the order of the world because, emerging from the side where his umbilical cord he tore off from the placenta. So this is an incomplete being. This is also the being that the Dogon associate with the European. Just as in Kemet, okay, we associated Sutesh with the European. Let's go. Okay. What was the name of the brother, okay, of Pimba? Y'all been drinking tea too much.
Pharaoh.
Huh?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. Pharaoh. This is Osir, okay, which he represents the first king, Nisubiti, of Kemet, which in late times they called the king of Kemet what? Pharaoh. Okay, so this is the brother of Pimba, who is the Bambara, okay, or the Mende Sutesh, and they call him Pharaoh. Okay, let's go. Osir's death begets life. Wonin Aankh Benu, life rises up from your loss of it. Go PF Keper Setupi. This calamity happened to you in the first time. Let's go. Okay? Pharaoh. So this is the idea is that the death of Osir is considered a sacrifice that life comes from. Okay? It begets creation. Right? Pharaoh. In the mandate creation account, Pharaoh, who was male in his account, was destroyed by the actions of his twin brother, Pimba. Okay? Mangala, the creator, brought Pharaoh back to life and made a human of him. Mangala sent Pharaoh to earth in an ark, in a boat, accompanied by the original ancestors and the first animals and plants. In this aspect, as a culture hero, Pharaoh brought the rain and taught humans language, the use of tools, agriculture, and how to fish. What did Osir do when he came to Kemet? Same thing. Brought civilization to the world. Taught them all of this stuff. Agriculture especially. Okay? Pharaoh and his people planted the earth with seeds and humanity flourished. However, Pharaoh's struggle with his evil brother Pimba continued. Let's go. Okay, Pharaoh, according to the modern-day people of ancient Mali, is commonly referenced as the god of restoration and fertility. In this respect, he is similar to the deity Osir in ancient Kemet, who was called god of restoration, resurrection, and fertility. Due to Pimba's death and its incestuous act, the earth became impure, and the Eleusine seed turned red, the color it bears today. To restore harmony in the universe and purify the earth, Pharaoh was sacrificed in heaven. His body was cut into 60 pieces, a dismemberment. His body was cut into 60 pieces that were scattered throughout the space. The fragments of his body descended onto earth, producing trees, a symbolic representation of vegetable restoration. Encyclopedia of African Religions. Let's go. Okay, the Dogon, they call Pharaoh, they call Osir Nomosimu. Okay? In Dogon cosmology, the twin brother of Ogo, Nomosimu, was sacrificed as a purification or atonement for Ogo's misdeeds. The sacrifice would establish order and reorganize the universe. The design of the sacrifice of the Nomo is represented by a series of altars delimiting a mythical territory where rituals are held that symbolically repeat the act of reorganization, renewing its effects and actualizing them. Remember this. Remember this. The design of the sacrifice of the Nomo is represented by a series of altars delimiting a mythical territory. Remember that. Let's go. These altars are associated with the body parts, and this is going to be very important for throughout the rest of the, the whole discourse tonight. These altars are associated with the body parts, vital organs, the blood, and the word, the stages of the sacrifice and resurrection, the mythical ancestors, the totemic clans, and social organization. This is from Pale Fox by M. Griot. Okay? Osiris was ruling over Egypt as lawful king, he was murdered by his brother Typhon. That's the Greek name for Sutex. A violent and impious man. Typhon then divided the body of Osiris, of the slain man, into 26 pieces. Now, Osiris recovered all the pieces of the body except the privates, and wishing that the burial place of her husband should remain secret and yet be honored by all the inhabitants of Egypt. She fulfilled her purpose in somewhat the following manner. Over each piece of the body, as the account goes, she fashioned out of spices and wax a human figure about the size of Osiris. 6. Okay. Then summoning the priests, group by group, she required all of them an oath that they would reveal to no one the trust which she was going to confide to them. And taking each group of them apart privately, she said that she was consigning to them alone the burial of the body, and after reminding them of the benefactions of Osiris, she exhorted them to bury his body in their own district and pay honors to him as a god, and consecrate to him also someone that they might choose of the animals native to their district, pay it while living the honors which they had formerly rendered to Osiris, and upon its death accord it the same kind of funeral as they had given to him. Okay? It is for this reason that even to this day, each of the priests suppose that Osiris lies buried in their district, pays honors to the animals which were originally consecrated to him, and when these die, renews its funeral rites for the mourning of Osiris. Okay? That's Diodorus. Let's go. The traditional result of Osiris' dismemberment is that there are so many so-called tombs of Osiris in Egypt, for Osiris held a funeral for each part when she had found it. Others deny this and assert that she caused effigies, okay, of him to be made, that's statues or images, to be made, and these she distributed among the several cities, pretending that she was giving them his body in order that he might receive divine honors in greater numbers of the cities. That's Plutarch. Okay, the point here is everywhere that they found one of Osiris' body parts, okay, a temple, a shrine, an altar was set up. Okay? Just like in the Dogon cosmology. Right? Now these, when you go to Kemet, like, some of y'all get the opportunity to go to Kemet, okay? You don't see all the temples are temples of Osiris. No, it's temples for everybody. Heteru, Osiris, or Amun, you know what I mean? Heru, Behu, Det, Subet, it's all kind of temples, right? But the rituals are all Osirian rituals. Alright? So this is from the Persian Root, chapter 42. The hair of Osiris is the hair of Nun, the eyes of Osiris are Heheru, the ears are Wapuwat, the nose, the lips are Anpu, the teeth are Suket, the neck is Oset, the arms are Banejet, not Banejeret, the upper breast Neat, okay, the lady of Sais, the back is Sutes, the phallus is Osiris, the flesh is Ker or Ha. Okay? The point is, every single body part represents a deity, represents a temple, shrine. Okay? Which is actually the layout of the entire kingdom. Let's go. Okay? Who is this? Not Tahuti. Not Tahuti. That's me. Oh, that's the Benu. Okay, that's the Benu. Okay, let's go. The Benu is a bird in the Kemet or Kemetic cosmology associated with Osiris and his resurrection. The bird, the prototype of the phoenix. Okay, y'all heard of the phoenix before, right? Okay, what do y'all know about the phoenix? Rises from the ashes, right? It consumes itself in flames and then rises, reborn, regenerated from his own ashes. Okay? I am the Benu, Ba of Ra, guide of the Neteru to the Duat, spirit realm, death. Okay, they come forth, the Baru upon the earth, to do the will of the Kadu, and the Ba of Osiris comes forth to do the will of his Ka. So they go into the Duat and then they come forth in the east. Okay? I have flown up as the primeval one and become Kepri. So the Benu rises, is Kepri. I have grown as a plant. I am sheltered as a turtle. I am the fruit for all the Netaru. Mine is this yesterday of the tails of cobras, the Pesedu Netaru, or the deities, beings of the west, okay, whom Heru has illumined by his hand, who witnesses against Utesh, the Tahuti among them in their mission, foremost of Kim with the powers of Anu, water of the water between them. I come by day, arisen from the Netaru. I am Kansu who fights the masters. I come by day, and I'm Kansu who's associated with the moon, representing life and death. Okay? Benu. Alright? Now this is the thread. The Dogon claim to be equally united by a more extensive kinship, which applies to members belonging to one Benu, a group that may include several gene or houses. The institution called Benu literally left and returned. So, according to the Dogon, right, Benu literally means left and returned. Presents the characteristics of totemism, a clan, a name, a prohibition, etc. From both the mythical and religious point of view, the institution of Benu represents the worship of the collectivity of man's mythical ancestor, Onomo, who was sacrificed and resurrected. First ancestor. Okay, now, y'all all right? Okay. So look, this is what we're about to do, right? We're going to go into some of the Netaru correspondences, and then we're going to get into, the point of all this. That very last point, the organization of, the social order, okay, the social organization according to the body parts of the deities, representing, each one representing an intent, special to a specific location, a specific city, a specific community, okay? Each one of these forces, if you ever notice, they also have an occupation. They have a trade. That's not just happenstance. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about the cosmological organization of the society. Okay? Each community, each state, okay, has a Neter that's patron to it. Okay? And each one of these deities, each one of these Netaru, okay, has an occupation that reflects the work of the people that live in the community. So this is how they organize and industrialize their civilization according to their cosmologies. You understand? And someone else does this today, but we don't want to go there just yet. Alright, so what I want to do here, when talking about African people, African culture, right? The best way to express or to prove, okay, the continuity and kinship, to prove that these are the same people, same culture, same traditions, etc., so on, is to look at the cosmology, because that's it. When it comes to African culture, okay, you cannot separate them from African spiritual traditions. They're synonymous. Everything is based off of our cosmologies. Okay, so I want to go through real quick, right, the Netaru, and show their correspondences throughout, primarily West Africa, because, this stuff is so comprehensive that we'd be here till next month if I tried to go through all of them. I'd be teaching and y'all be laying on the floor. Okay, so want to focus on, a few, and then we get into how we're going to use this stuff, okay? Nu, or Nu, okay? The primordial waters of Nu, the all, right? He represents the universe, or the source of creation, the universe prior to the establishment of order, okay? Nu is also called Noon. Now, according to some of our linguists, right, they would say that Noon, or that N sound, was actually unga. Ungu. And Noon would be, of consequence, ungu. Okay? That's what they say. Some of our linguists. But let's look at it. Right? Okay, so these are some of the correspondences to Sanu throughout Africa. Olodumare in Yoruba, the Yoruba of Nigeria. Umbungi, Bakongo, that's Central Africa. Okay? Chukwu, Igbo, that's also Nigeria. Nkuru, Zulu. Now, where's the Zulu? Y'all know where the Zulu's at? Where they located? South Africa, right? Now, the Zulu, we touched on probably lecture 2 or 3. We talked about, the Nguni people, which include the Swazi, which include the Zulu, which include the, the Xhosa, okay, to name a few. This is an ethnic group that's, considered Bantu, and in their traditions, their old traditions, they migrated from the Nile Valley, okay, long time ago, way before Christianity and all of that stuff existed. They say they came from Kemet, long time ago, okay? Now, this is special homework for y'all whenever y'all get a chance. Look up Zulu culture. Look up Zulu culture. Just Google Zulu culture and customs, okay? And look at the dress, right? Look at the styles. Look at the collars, okay? Look at the festivals, right? And you'll see that their aesthetic, their dress is damn near identical to that of Nile Valley. That of, the people of Nubia. Okay? Unkuru. Right? Inyame. Now, Inyame is actually the same as Amu. Right? And when you see the Adinkra symbol for Inyame, might have one in here somewhere. I don't know. Okay? It's on one of the dashikis. Okay? I say, if I wasn't so bad at drawing, I'd actually draw it for y'all. But, it looks something like that. And then, y'all seen that before. Okay? It's said to represent, a hand or fist clenching 2 ram horns. Okay? Now, of course, the ram is the sacred animal of Amun. And Inyame is the deity of the Akan, the deity, sacred to the people of Ghana, Twi, okay, Asante, all right? And these people, of course, trace their lineage back to Kemet through the Ghana Empire. All right? Abasi, Atai, Efiki, okay? This is another people of Nigeria. Nana Baruku, or the Fan, okay? Nana Baruku is the name of the source or the creator in the Fan people. The Fan are found primarily in Benin, West Africa. Okay? Let's go. Ra! Right? Ra! Let's go. Names for Ra's equivalents, okay? Throughout the continent. Olorun, Yoruba, Nigeria. Kalunga, Bakongo, Central Africa. Okay? Waak, or Waka, Oromo, Ethiopia, and primarily the Horn of Africa. So that's East Africa we're talking about. Inyankopon, Akan, Mulungu. Okay? Mulungu is used by 25 Bantu ethnic groups. Okay? There's a linguist by the name of Asar Imhotep who talks about Lunga and Lungu being what's the word I'm looking for? Genetically related linguistically to Ra. Okay? Groups, okay, used by 25 ethnic groups throughout East and Central Africa. Let's go. Shu and Tufnut, okay? Now, the Shu and Tufnut, okay, these are the twins, the divine twins. In Fan and Benin, they call Mawu Lisa, okay? But I want to focus more so on Ishu, on the entire Shu. Here, Ishu, right? Now Ishu, he's the Neter that separates heaven and earth. He's the mediator between heaven and earth. As members of the Akeru with Tufnut, okay, he forms the doorway to the spirit realm. He's also called Wupati in Ra, okay, and also Wupin Pet, he who opens the heavens, okay. Wupati in Ra means messenger of Ra, by the way, okay. So this same deity by the same name throughout Africa, Eshu is called Eshu, who's known more commonly by Alegbara, okay, in the Yoruba tradition, right? He's called Ekwensu, same deity, same name, in the Igbo tradition, Nigeria. Legba, okay, which is a, what's the word, vernacular way of saying Alegbara, Legba amongst the farm, Legba amongst the people in Haiti, Papa Legba amongst the people in where? New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans. Damn. Eshu amongst the people in Brazil, and the Legua amongst the people in Cuba. All of these forces associated with opening the way. Okay? And, Shu, and I'm working on a book dealing with that one, right? Shu, the Neter Shu, and the Neter Sutesh, okay, are related. Identical function, right? Shu in Kemet more abstract, but his functions are broken down and organized into different netheroots, such as Sutesh, such as Anpu, such as Subek, okay? But we'll be able to demonstrate through their epithets that these are the exact same forces with the exact same functions. Only difference is Sutesh also has the trickster quality that is retained in the other traditions with Eshu, with Legba, etc. so on. So he's a messenger, opener of the way, as well as a trickster. Okay, in West Africa. But same deity, same name, same function. And go back. Shu, Eshu. He's also called the Neter of the crossroads. Wondering if I want to do that to y'all. This might throw everything in limbo.
Drop that, man.
This might throw everything in limbo. What if I told you that this same deity by the same name that we found in Kemet thousands upon thousands of years ago, okay, Neter of the crossroads, messenger of the creator, okay, opener of the way, right? This same deity, was taken into Mesopotamia, taken into the Semitic world over time, and corrupted and became a deity by the name of Yeshu or Yeshua. Who the Muslims call Isa, right? Which in Syriac, which is precursor to Arabic, is Ishu. Oh. Who was, the son of the creator, just as Yeshua was the firstborn son of Ra. Just as, Legba is the son of Mawulisa. Okay? Just as Eshu is the son of Olodumare. Right? Who was said, Yeshu is supposed to be a messenger. Whatever the Father say, bids me say, I say. Whatever the Father bids me do, I do. All words don't come from me, they come from who? Right. You know what I mean? So, and then he was also, crucified, put on a cross, right? Which is the precursor between his heavenly existence and his earthly existence at crossroads. Same deity, same function, same name. But corrupted by the Wazulu in his religion. Okay? Y'all all right? Yeah. That makes things interesting, don't it? Let's go. Okay? And this is the names of the twins. Mawulisa in the Fawn, that's amongst the people in Benin. Marasa in Haiti. Okay? Let's go. Tahuti. Okay? Tahuti is Wapiti in Ra. Tahuti is Lord of the house of the net, and that's Hiwat, Ibait, okay, Iba, okay. The Yoruba, they call him Orunmila, and he's also he's the Neter of divination. So Orunmila is the messenger of Olodumare. He brought divination, which is called Ifa, the oracle, to the Yoruba people, okay. The Fon call him Ayidegun or Fa. Okay? Agun Nisi, Afa amongst the Igbo. Same deity. Right? But the Fa or Ifa in Kemet was Iba or Biat, meaning oracle. Okay? And a place where divination was performed, the house of the Net in the temple of Tahuti. Alright? Let's go. This is an image of Fa, okay, of the fawn. And you see him depicted as a fish, which is special because with Tahuti, you know, in the house of the net in the tradition was supposed to allow, you know, the practitioner or the priest to catch fish and birds, representing spiritual forces from below and spiritual forces from beneath, so that you did not fall victim to them in your journey, right? But you converted them to food for your nourishment. So, you know, some symbolic stuff, right? We gotta get into the cosmology and the traditions real deep in order to understand that. Let's go. This is Orun Mila with the Ifa oracle. You know, this is y'all stuff. Oracles, right? Divination. This is y'all stuff. Let's go. Let me show you how it's this stuff. Okay, and this is go back real quick so I can get the brother's name one more time. Go. Agu Nisi, pardon me. Insi. Okay? Of the form. Let's go. Heteru. Heteru is in the territory of love, joy, harmony, peace, fertility. Okay? Young women and girls. Associated with the Nile. Alright? Let's go. Okay? Now, the story. You know, there's a story. Heteru, when she, you know, when Ra was creating, you know, he brought forth Shuatufnut, okay? And Heteru came behind them, right? She's like, oh, snap! We going to Earth? Party, good time, right? So she follows behind them, and she, you know, she get lost out there. She's out there for a while, you know, just living it up. So Ra, you know, Ra's lonely, you know, he's depressed, he's like, shit, you know. So he creates another in Heteru's place. You know, stories, you know, Heteru is the eye of Ra. So he creates another eye in her place. And, you know, Heteru eventually returns. And she finds this woman in a place, and she lashes out at Ra and transforms into the Neterit known as Sekhmet. Y'all remember her? Sekhmet, lioness. Okay? Lady of rage, violence. And she, you know, she beat Ra. She hit him, you know, and she left. Okay? And, you know, he was depressed, you know, he had problems with you know, his manhood and all kinds of stuff after that. Couldn't get nothing done. So, he had to send Tahuti to go and get him, right? He had to send Tahuti. So, Tahuti went and he, you know, he had to use, you know, wisdom. So, he used, you know, stories and song and dance and, you know, trying to remind her of her true self and who she was, and, you know, slowly coaxed her to, you know, return to herself, to her nature. And, you know, she did that. She returned, you know, she became Heteru again. She took a bath, you know, to cool off because she was so mad. So she took a bath, and said when she got in the water turned red. She was so hot. You know, she was so angry. So after she cooled off, right, she followed Tahuti back to Kemet, back to Ra, and with her came the annual flooding of the Nile, and life, prosperity, and health returned to Kemet. Okay? So, in commemoration of this, every year the people would throw a festival for the return of Heteru. Okay? Every year. And this is the boat that they would carry the statue of Heteru in during their festivals, during their parades. Remember this. In Kemet, all of the Netu, all of the deities were carried in boats during their parades, during their festivals. Okay? And as they traveled, you know, the priests of those deities carrying them, right? The priests of their specific societies carrying them, right? They would give the people, you know, y'all see me wearing all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, y'all seen the priest in Nigeria, the priest in Haiti. You see all these traditional priests everywhere you go in Africa wearing this stuff, right? As a matter of fact, this isn't even exclusive to Africa. You look at the Buddhists, you see them wearing these beads. You look at the Hindu, you see them wearing their beads. Okay? And each one of these, you know, they're a little different. Each one of these, you know, you got this black and gold one. This is, you know, dedicated to Aankh, right? It's consecrated for Aankh. This one here, this is consecrated for Heru. This one here is consecrated for Het Heru Pesejut Neteru, okay? Het Heru, the 9 Neteru. This is consecrated for Kansu, right here, right? This one here, this is for the ancestors, right? And this big blue one, this is for Tahuti. You see? All right? Now, as they would travel, carrying the deities in these boats, you know, with the folk clapping and drumming and, you know, the women dancing and everything, right? Food, everybody eating, having a good time, selling stuff, right? The market's popping. They would pass out necklaces and talismans, little trinkets and whatnot to the people, right? That will at the festival. Sound familiar?
Like Mardi Gras.
Woo!
Like Mardi Gras.
Okay, so this is the boat of Heteru that carried her statue. And you can see some of her priests, priestesses, okay? Members of her society in the boat. Let's go. Alright, this is the festival of the beautiful reunion. She's on her way back. This is actually in her parade. This is the boat carrying Heru Behu Day. Okay? Her husband, the Nete of war. Okay? In the parade, with the priests, with the priestesses, carrying the rattles, carrying the trinkets, wearing the beads. Okay? Let's go. Who is this? Oshun. Right? The Yoruba, they call her Heru Oshun. Lady of joy, lady of harmony, lady of peace and love and prosperity. Right? Also associated with the river. Right? Heru, when she returned, the Nile flooded. Right? When she went away, you know, it was famine. Everything was dry and hot. Right? This is also how the ancestors explain the seasons. Okay? But we got Oshun. Right? Let's go. This here is the festival for Oshun Osogbo. Osogbo is the name of a sacred river and grove in Nigeria. Okay? In Yoruba land, Nigeria. And this is a festival, this is 2013, this picture, but this is a festival that is done every year. People travel from all over the world to pay homage to the Orisha Oshun. Okay? Let's go. And you see the sisters getting it. Okay? Let's go. Getting it. Playing the talking drum. Wearing the what?
Bees.
Oh, wearing the beads. Let's go. What is this here? Wait a minute now. This ain't Nigeria. Where is this?
In Africa.
America.
Oh, this is America. This is Puerto Rico. Okay.
Only reason why I know is because I've seen the hairstyles.
Guess what? Guess what? I'm about to tell you where it's at. Go. Woo! What is this?
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Oh! Let's go. Oh, go back. This is actually the crew of Oshun doing Mardi Gras here in New Orleans every year. Same deity. From the Nile Valley all the way to the Big Easy.
So that must be at the Zulu parade, huh?
No, this is her own parade. That's Oshun's own parade. She has her own parade. No, what's that? Mid-City? Yeah. Okay. Oshun parade. Let's go. In Haiti, they call Heteru, they call Oshun Erzuli. And guess what? Let's go. Oh, go back. This is actually her Veve. They also call her Erzuli here in New Orleans voodoo. Erzuli. Right? And these symbols, these Veve, they're kind of like through the text, a language. It's a ritual language. It's a cosmology language. You know, it's used for protection. It's used to call and draw those forces near you. You know what I mean? And they tell stories of the tradition. Let's go. Osir, once again, Kiti Amen to you. Okay? The tale of the ancestors and also the first king and founder of the Nile Valley. In Yoruba, let's go. They call him Oduduwa. Okay? Oduduwa is the founder of Yoruba land, or Ife, pardon me, and he was said to be a man from Kemet. Let's go. This is another image of Oduduwa. Look at the crown. Okay? Let's go. Obatala, another force associated with Osir and also Ptah and Kunu. Because Obatala is the father of the Neteru and also the brother of Oduduwa, but they're interchangeable. And he's said to have patterned or shaped man on the potter's wheel out of clay. Okay? Let's go. Offset. Now, this is real deep, right? Offset, the determinant of motherhood. She's also associated with rivers and bodies of water. And, divine queenship. She's the ideal archetype of the woman. Fertility, right? Gives us the ability, and also healing. Major healing. Can't leave that out. But she gives us the ability to bring forth our goals, bring forth our aspirations, to start here, and then to birth them into the world, right? And then to nurture them until they reach maturity, right? Let's go. This is another aspect of Osset. Osset Hot may hit, and here she is with Heru, once again nursing at her breast, and here we have her with the fish upon her head. She's associated with fertility and childbirth and protection of women and children during pregnancy. Okay? This is Yemoja. Okay? Orisha of fertility and motherhood. Right? And she's depicted as a mermaid. Fish. Right? Now, this is Mami Wata. Right? The same deity, Offset. Okay? Yemoja. But in West Africa, amongst the fawn, amongst the Ewe, amongst the people in Togo, okay, Benin, Ghana, right? Same deity depicted, okay, with the cobra, with the cobras or the snakes, and in fish form. Now, last week we talked about something. It might have been 2 weeks ago. How many of y'all, once again, have ever heard of people dreaming of fish? Women dreaming of fish in your family? What do they say it means? Pregnancy. Oh, somebody pregnant. Somebody pregnant, right? Now, I did a little survey over, this past week. I asked a brother, I asked people from all over the country. Everybody had the same thing to say. I asked a brother from the Virgin Islands, have you ever heard of women dreaming of fish? And what is it supposed to mean? He said, somebody's pregnant. Pregnant, have you heard this from? My mom, my aunt, my sisters, grandmother, all these people, right? So I'm like, damn, right? So I called, my brother, Rameri, who lives in South Africa, Johannesburg, but he's Zulu, he's from Swaziland, actually. I asked him, Ram, you ever heard of women dreaming of fish? And, what does this stuff mean? He's like, man, somebody's pregnant. I'm like, and who told you this? It's like, man, everybody, my mama, my grandmama, my sisters, all of them, it's primarily women that dream of fish and convey this. But this is a universal motif. We go back to Osset. This is thousands upon thousands of years ago in the Nile Valley. Then it comes into West Africa with Yemoja. Okay? And then even further west, okay, to the coast, right? With Mami Wata, okay? And the Zulu have their own version of her associated with the river and also in either fish or serpent form. You understand? This is an archetype. This is an archetype that is embedded deep in the psyche of the African woman because traditionally you all were priestesses. Your ancestors, the women in your bloodline were priestesses of these forces. These forces taught us what the ideal African woman looked like. Okay? And we aspire to embody their qualities within us. Okay? African women. Okay? So, for you to have this fish as a symbol. How many of you practice voodoo in here? Okay, we got one. How many of you practice Ifa in here? How many of you practice in a traditional ATR? You got shrines and everything. Okay. All right. So, but you heard this from people that are in the church, right? You heard this from Big Mama. You heard this from folk that have no affiliation with African traditions whatsoever. That's the power and reality of our culture, our tradition, and the forces in our traditions. That they're a part of us. So real that the symbol, they still speak from deep. Okay? From way back. Alright? So, real quick. What is the what are the implications of this, right? You got all these women dreaming of fish and knowing intuitively that it means somebody is pregnant. Can't sleep on your tradition. Can't sleep on your ancestors. And if you're able to foretell that somebody's pregnant from dreaming of fish, Yemoja or Set, Mami Wata is able to communicate to you and foretell you, that somebody is pregnant. Somebody in your family, somebody close to you is able to foretell in your culture, in your tradition. How many of you have dreams of stuff before it happened? Damn. How many of you, have seen ancestors, people that have gone on in your dreams before? Oh!
I feel for real. Not in my dream.
You see the waking state. Okay, that's some folk have that next, that extension right there. You know what I mean? Okay, now this is the thing. That's your power. That's your power. You see? That's why they don't want us messing with this stuff. Because when we was messing with this stuff, all right, we had one successful slave revolt in history in our sojourn here in the West. What was it? Haiti. And what did the Haitian people use to organize their revolution?
They say put away your white God.
Voodoo. The tradition. Voodoo.
They say throw away your white God.
Right? They use voodoo. They use voodoo to organize the military cosmologically. Okay? They use, they perform a sacrifice to galvanize the people. Bois Cayman. Okay? Which is what initiated the actual revolution. People weren't, that white boy, Napoleon and them, right? The French military, supposed to be the most powerful military in the world at the time, could not deal with these Africans who were galvanized and empowered through voodoo. Had to crack the sea and all kind of stuff, poisoning them with the science, the herbal science that they learned in their tradition, poisoning their water supply, poisoning their food, right? Having them seeing all kind of stuff. Oh my God, they coming up out the grave. Every now and then, your spirit, your ancestors, your ancestral forces give you a glimpse of the power that resides in you if you would just take that step and get into your traditions. Be a problem just like our ancestors was a problem. So step off the soapbox. Let's go. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Heru Sa Oset Sa Oset. Right? This is Heru, the son of Oset and Oset. Right? Now, I told you, Heru, you see me with beads, the red and white beads, because he's the archetype of the kingship, which represents, which is represented mostly by the Shekumti or Pinchet, the red and white crown, okay, of Upper and Lower Kemet. Right? Let's go. The Yoruba, they call him Shango. Okay? Right? Same thing. Red and white. All right. Here we go. Heruwa, right? Heru Behu Day. I got him on here. We got the red and purple with the tiger's eye and whatnot. This is in the tale: war, masculinity, manhood, protection, right? You know what I mean? Let's go. The Yoruba, they call him Ogun. Right? Now, the Fawn, they call him Gu. In Haiti, he's called Ogun. Okay? Then I have like mad more correspondences. We were trying to get this chart. I got this chart. They got like mad African, correspondences from the Nile Valley all the way throughout Africa. Got it in my book. Had it, had my digital, file in my book. Trying to convert it over to this. It just couldn't get it to work. So, I got a few copies of my book. All right. So Ogun, okay, the tale or Orisha of war. Iron, metallurgy, blacksmiths. Also, Herubehude was in the tale of war, iron, metallurgy, blacksmiths, and hunters. Now, this is important. Ogun is a blacksmith. Okay? Herubehude is a blacksmith and a hunter. Pita, an architect, a craftsman, a builder. Kunu, a potter, right? Okay? Nefertum and Tahuti, doctors, healers. There's an Orisha called Oseyin, who is the Orisha of herbs and pharmacology. Okay? In the Yoruba tradition. My point is that each one of these Neteru, once again, they represent social institutions, social sciences. Institutions and trades that are necessary for civilization to operate and flourish. Alright? I think that's the last one, huh? Nope. Oh, okay, special. Alright? I have to come back, if y'all want me to come back, of course, have to come back and do an entire presentation on African festivals and the importance of them. We'll go into the significance of it, but we celebrate life, and the forces of nature are who they call deities, right? The Neteru, right? The Orisha, right? All African cultures have them, in Kemet they're the Neteru, right? In Ifa or Yoruba, Nigeria, they're called the Orisha, okay? In the Fawn, they're called Voodoo. Okay, in Haiti, they're called Loa, which is French for law, means law. Okay, why is it a law? Right, in New Orleans Voodoo, it's also called Loa, meaning law. Why is it a law? These forces, when they operate, let's say, for instance, one of the most simple ways, each one of them representing a personality type. Okay, when we see patterns of behavior based on personality types keep popping up, we notice this pattern, and just like in science, based on your observation, if you're able to see that, okay, this happens at this time, every time, this is a law. You understand? So the constant replaying and surfacing of these forces, okay, during particular circumstances, during particular times of the year, they notice that these are laws that are responsible for this particular phenomenon occurring. Okay? So we celebrated them, all of them, the forces that are responsible for life. This is from the festival of Opet. Right? We showed the festival of Heteru. During the festival of Heteru, what do you think we celebrated? During the festival of Oshun, we celebrated love. We celebrated, we celebrated sex. Right? There ain't no life without it. Right? And you enjoy it. We enjoy it. Right? So we celebrated that because we understood that Heteru was a force that was responsible for that. Okay, festival of Osir. Right? Then we go next to the next joint, right? Right? This is the Egungun festival. During Osir festivals such as Wagi. Okay, such as the Sukari festival. Okay, we celebrated our ancestors. And we also celebrated the harvest. This is the Egungun festival in Yoruba land, Nigeria, where the people, each one of these, called an Agan, represents a person's particular ancestral lineage. somebody's collective ancestors, each one of those. Right? And you see the patterns, the glyphs on them tell a story, particular to that particular ancestral line. Okay? The festival served the purpose of galvanizing the people, reinforcing the collective cultural spirit, okay? Reinforcing the cultural traditions, the cultural archetypes, the ideals and aspirations of the people, right? And it organized them to be able to go out and stay focused on their collective goals. You see, that's the purpose of the festivals, right? And nothing is more powerful than the pleasure principle. Not talking about Janet Jackson. Right? But nothing is more powerful than the pleasure principle. That is to say, if you want people to come and to stick with you and to be with you and to work with you, they gotta like you. Right? They gotta have some kind of pleasure in it. Right? Which is why, for instance, it's much more difficult to get someone to come to a lecture than it is to get them to come to a party or get them to come to the club. Right? You know what I mean? Because Heteru is powerful. Oshun is powerful. The good time, how you say, the party, right? That dropping it like it's hot and backing it up. That's Oshun. That's Heteru. It's very powerful. And it's very African. You see? And what we got to do, we got to get back to that marriage. Oh, wait, let's go to the next one, by the way. Oh, who is that? Go back. Oh, no, go back. Oh, okay. Understand. This is your culture. From the womb to the womb. Okay? From the Nile to the west. This is your culture. This is your tradition. Right? And we have to, those of us that are, quote unquote, what's the word we're using now? Woke. Right? Those of us that are woke. Those of us that are conscious. Those of us that, are aware, we have an obligation to return and to make certain corrections. So, what happens when the party, the good time, everything that draws the people to this is wedded with this? You see, each one of these, are called societies, right? Okay, the society of the guardians of the flame, right? Okay, the crew of Oshun. Crew coming from the French, which deals with a mystic society. That's what it is, mystic society. Crew in New Orleans, mystic society in Mobile. Because Mobile also has a Mardi Gras and a festival and whatnot that's pretty damn, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So, it's called a mystic society. It's more explicit in Mobile. But here, the crews, the societies, this is representing the priesthoods of the particular, deities. In Kemet, we carried the Neteru on boats. Right? In New Orleans, we carry them on floats. You see? And you notice how, Mardi Gras is all about the worship of the old gods before you got to give your life over to the Lord during Lent in preparation for Easter. And you got to wear the ash on Ash Wednesday because you've been a sinful ass worshiping your ancestral deities on Tuesday. And all the way up until that point. See how they get you? Right? So we have to take control. We have to return. And we have to wed the consciousness. We have to wed the knowledge back with the actual aesthetic, with the culture, with the pleasure principle. That's the importance of the festivals. Right? So I think that's the last one. Right? Okay, so, now I want to talk about what we want to do with this. Okay? Each one of the Neteru, once again, has a society, a social institution, an industry that it is centered around. Okay. Now, I've been saying this from the beginning. What we want to do, we want to initiate a men's and a women's society, okay, out of our tradition and our culture, okay. Within the societies, we'll have the rites of passages, the birthing ceremonies, naming ceremonies, okay, the rites into adulthood, puberty, okay, manhood, marriage, eldership, and ancestorship. Each one of these representing institutions. We're talking about education, okay? We're talking about, holistic natural birthing rituals and sciences, okay? We're talking about educating the children and conditioning and socializing them into the tradition and the culture, okay? We're talking about, the rites, graduating them, coming of age, with our ancestral archetypes as the ideals that they're supposed to aspire towards. Okay? And each one of these Neteru having an occupation, the men in the men's society, everything that we do, all of our trades, all of our skill sets, okay? The societies become a reservoir of our respective skills. Okay, so if my brother is a hip hop artist, right? We need our art. Art is very important. We need our music. We need our artists. Okay, and you have a lot of children that express that, that quality. They want to go into that. So here we have a brother that has the knowledge, okay, and he's able to make sure that the children, okay, that want to be in music, that want to be in hip-hop, that they're able to go about it in a way that's going to reflect their culture and empower their people. You see, it's the absence of the rites of passage, okay, that got us acting out a character, following behind everybody, just doing any damn thing to get on. You know what I mean? If a brother is a carpenter, he should teach that. If a brother is a fisherman, he should teach that. If a brother is a metallurgist or a blacksmith, or he works with metal and iron, teach that. Engineer, teach that. Electrician, teach that. Right? And if we got a few brothers that do the exact same thing, now we have what's called a guild. Now we have a guild of electricians. Now we have a guild of healers. Okay? And the same thing goes for the sisters. Right? All the skill sets that the sisters have, right? They have a reservoir of skills. And societies develop within the society around these skills. Guilds. Okay? Where these skills, right? This knowledge, this information, and the culture is passed down to the children and the people that come into the society. Okay? Traditionally, these societies and these guilds, this is how information was disseminated through ancestral lines. Like you had families, okay, that were in charge of certain industries and institutions. And the knowledge was given through the ancestral line, from father to son, mother to daughter. Right? And you gave them your trade. You reproduce your trade, your skill set, and your knowledge in your children. Right? And they carried that as well as whatever else they accumulated for themselves. You see? Over time. We don't do that anymore. It's very rare. Everybody want to be my own this, be my own that, do my own thing, right? Everybody want to do that. But, when you look at the cracker, okay, you look at the Rockefellers. Everybody happy that the last cracker Rockefeller died and whatnot. But how many Rockefellers went before him? How many coming after him? How many's left? You see? You look at the Ford family. Okay? These are Carnegie, right? These names, right? These are families that were in charge of industries during the industrial age and even before that. You see? And they kept passing passing on the trade to their children, and now they're what? Billionaires? Trillionaires? That's how power is amassed. That's how wealth is amassed over time. Generational wealth. Generational power. You see? So we have to get back to that. We have to get back to the societies. We have to get back to galvanizing the skills and passing them on and reproducing them within our culture, within our community. Okay? That's the purpose of all of this. To show you first and foremost that this is yours. Since the beginning. You're still doing it. There's no point in reinventing the wheel. You see? Because we're not using it. So we have no evidence that it doesn't work, but we got a whole lot of evidence that it worked for thousands upon thousands of years. Every single empire, successive empire that followed behind Kemet, from Ghana to Mali to Songhai to Gao, okay? Zulu, Benin, Oyo, okay? All of these empires that came after the dispersal of Africans from the Nile followed the same blueprint. Followed the same blueprint. You know? Same social order, social structure. Okay? You got a Heru, you got a Shango, you got a king. You got a president. You got a leader. Right? You got Ogun, you got Heru Behude, you got Gu, okay? You got a military. You got iron industry. Hell, even gun. Even the word gun. Okay? You know what I mean? Ogun is in gun. And we call the gun, that iron, that steel. That is the force's way. Okay? That's the force's way of making itself known. You know what I mean? That's an industry. You know, military, defense, industry. Offset, Tahuti. Tahuti being a scribe, being a scientist, being a doctor. Okay? Offset being a healer. The women's rights. You see? This is what we... Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay, so what do you think, right? I want to open up the floor. What do you think about this? Is this necessary? Is it redundant? Is it outdated? Does it make no sense? What you think?
It's necessary.
It's necessary. Come on, be honest. You know my feelings now.
It's necessary, makes sense. I think all is the base, and I constantly say base and foundation of growth. Like I can see stuff, I do stuff, but I just do it like at will because the ancestors do talk to me to say, do this, do this. Like, I don't know, like I was looking for my passport the other day. Like, I was like, oh my God, where's the passport? And it's like, ask. I was like, okay, well, hey, where's the passport? And it's like, in the safe. I was like, oh, they're playing with me. So I went to save the passport right there. I was like, oh, y'all do work. Y'all do something. You know, so it's like, it's like me, I guess, we don't have that skill, we're not taught, so it's like, the self-taught part gets a little, I don't want to say frustrating. It's interesting, it's exciting of recognizing the power, but I like structure, so I like to know how to do, when to do, with clarity.
Right. Do I? Thank you. Now see, this is the thing. Now, we got folk, once again, that come in with certain inclinations in skill. You know, certain qualities. How you say, little sister ain't here again. You know, but you know, Tito sent me it's too late now. I say, the sister, you know, he sent me a video of the sister running down all this information. You know, little girl, I think you said what, 10? 12?
She's like 12.
Okay, you know, she's shawty, right? and running down the information. Oh, Tahuti's the god of such and such, okay, the god of learning and writing, and Anpu, the god of the underworld, and running it down. And she has all this information, and they say that's not even the tip of the iceberg for this little girl. When you have someone with that kind of mind, and children show, if we're honest, children show inclination towards certain skills. Why? It's not necessarily, nurture or conditioning, like they were taught these things. Like, for instance, some children have rhythm from the beginning, and some don't have rhythm. Mm-hmm. Some can sing, some can't. Right? Some are more inclined towards being athletic. Some aren't. Some show a little bit more of a militant or combative or assertive, disposition. Some are a little bit more relaxed, easygoing, accommodating. You know what I mean? Why? Some so, okay, they're prone to be good at math, science. Some more so reading, and not too good at math. Why? Traditionally in our societies, once again, birthing rituals. We know divination, right? What you did in asking a question and getting the answer, that's a form of divination. That's our stuff. And believe it or not, let me tell y'all something. Who play cards in here? Y'all play cards?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I told you that the card deck was originally an oracle? You know what I mean? It was an oracle. The card deck comes out of the tarot. The tarot. Okay? That's how you say the card deck is the tarot. That's how the people camouflage their traditions from the Catholics. You understand? That's an oracle. How many of y'all play Mancala? Yeah. Oh, guess what? That was an oracle. Yeah, divination, readings, talking to your ancestors, talking to your forces of nature, getting insight and foresight on what's about to happen, helping you navigate your life and your community and making decisions. Guess what? The richest crackers uses science, astrology, and all this is all your stuff. But you taught that it's spooky, you don't base nothing, it ain't tangible, it ain't real, this, that, the third. You know what I mean? It's witchcraft. Don't mess with that. Casting lots and this, that, and the third, right? Okay. Who's this cracker, man? What's his name? Rockefeller. I want to say Rockefeller. He said that when people say millionaires don't practice astrology or use astrology, he says you're right, billionaires do. Because he made a lot of decisions based on astrology. Entire empires, oracles, astro sciences, from Africa to Europe to China, okay, Greek and Rome, all of these empires built off of this stuff. When you talk about the U.S. government and all the presidents, why is it that all of these presidents are members of the same society, Skull and Bones and stuff like that? And they don't tell you what they're doing in there with their rituals and shit. What are they doing in there? Regardless of what side they're on, red or blue. Okay? You know what I mean? Bush and Clinton. Skull and Bones. Or Freemasons.
Do Africans practice this now? In Africa today, the countries in Africa today practice?
Yes. How you say, Africans still Then, you got just like us, like we like a strong China, hold it down and build, okay, in spite of the majority being Christian, Muslim. The thing is, in Africa, though, a lot of Christians and Muslims still do this on the low. And then a lot of them use the Christianity and the Judaism or the Islam thing to camouflage their voodoo. You know what I mean? So we met elders in the Nubian village that are outwardly Muslim, but I asked him to show me the real. He set me down and said, yeah, this herb here, you use this to do this, you use that to do this. This one here, you chew on it and you think about the person that's working on your nerves and they'll disappear out of your life. This one here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he broke it down for me. Like this one here, there's something that I can burn and do a ritual and it'll summon you. You will come to me from wherever you are. You just have to get up and go. You know what I mean? He's giving it up. Giving it up. They do their offerings, make their offerings to the Nile still. So yeah, there's Africans that still, there's those that explicitly do it, and then there's those that do it in the dark, because of their socio-economic position in their society. Like, Egypt is predominantly Islamic, so is Sudan. So these people, they're outwardly Muslim, okay? But even you got a lot of Sufis, and they do the exact same thing.
The ones that do it, is there a visible, can I say, oh, they must be doing something powerful because I can see that they're prospering from it?
Nah. I would say that where there's communal strongholds of like a community doing it, yeah. I think the best example would be Nigeria with the Yoruba land. They got their own king, they got their own elders and houses and lineages and the whole thing, where an entire region of the country is just them. And people come from all over the world annually. They bringing in money. People come all the time to get initiated into their tradition. They come to festivals just like people come to Mardi Gras.
I feel I'm kind of like what she's saying. Things come to me. I don't know anything. I'm not even an avid reader, but things come to me, and then I seek it out. Okay. I know that there is something that we can do to stop the black-on-black crime. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that there's something, and it's simple. Now, this is how it's always been given to me. It's a simple thing that we can do to bring our people together. But I never know what the simple thing is. And I'm listening to you, and it may just be as simple as practicing our
own tradition. Thank you for that, Mama. Let me tell you something. This here, I told you I was going to talk about the importance of ancestral veneration and the consequences of ancestral neglect. So I'm going to keep my word on that, right? Just as ancestral libations, ancestral veneration is universally practiced, no matter where you go. Even still today, how many of y'all, before y'all drink your liquor or whatever, you pour a little bit on the floor? Okay? Right? So I say that's ancestral libations. That's all it is. Pouring out some liquor for the dead homies. That's your ancestors. That's what that is. Just as this is universally practiced, also universal in all of these traditions is the fact that if we betray our ancestors, if we turn away from our ancestral traditions, if we neglect doing the rituals and things for our ancestors, okay, then it's like a tree severing ties from its roots. Right? It just gradually die off. So pestilence, plague, disease, infertility, your bloodline being killed off. These are universal consequences. Not being able to protect yourself from outside attacks and things that nature. Universal consequences. Marrying someone that is straight conflict for you and your culture and your people and your bloodline. Okay, these are things that get you in trouble. Okay, universally. universally, no matter where you go in Africa, no matter where you go in India, where you go in Asia, the Chinese, you got Buddhists, you got Taoists, you got atheists, you got Muslims and Christians and some other stuff, okay, in China. But guess what? In spite of all that, every last one of them venerate their ancestors. You y'all seen it in the Chinese, the kung fu flicks and whatnot. They end up going into somebody's home, boom, kicking the door open, and you see the big ancestral shrine dedicated to his previous masters. Universal. Okay? So, and then, show you how universal this is. In the Bible, right? In the Bible, okay? It says to honor your father and your mother, right? And it's not just talking about your mom and your dad. It's talking about your forefathers. Honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long in the land that you've been given. That's in the Bible. To say that if you don't honor your father and your mother, then the land that you've been given will be taken from you and you won't be living too long. Right? This is something that's universal practice. And the fact that every last one of y'all pretty much raised your hand talking about you done, had, ancestors or people that that have gone on before you appear to you in your dreams, tell you stuff, right? Even while you're awake, you see them. I don't know where Marie at, but she one of them too. You know what I'm saying? She see them dreaming and awake, and since we do the rituals and whatnot, so she possess them and all of that. Okay, this is something, that's very, very real. I think a great aspect. I think that we are walking forward on one leg without getting back to our ancestral traditions.
But okay, you right on point. But what has happened? We were the one going around the planet teaching all these other races this. We taught all the other races this. But when the Europeans came and kidnapped us and stole that from us, they beat this out of us. They beat you, they beat her, they beat our women, and they beat it out of us. The one thing that is going against us right now, every day, every Sunday, our radio, our televisions, our Tyler Perrys, they are teaching us Christianity. Rome is teaching us Christianity. Christianity is killing us. The Roman Catholic churches is killing us. These preachers, all these churches that are in our communities are killing us with this. So when we talk voodoo and voodoo, you go out there and tell these people about voodoo, Oshun, they think you crazy.
Well, I hear you, Bob.
Just hear me out. Hear me out. Let me speak. They think you crazy. You do all this Oshun. But they got you away from voodoo. They got you away from Oshun. But then, now the Europeans have voodoo restaurants. Europeans. They are taking our culture. They stealing our culture. But every Sunday, we got TD Jakes right now, got a show.
Excellent point, Bob.
And they're just tearing us up. They're coming at us. They're coming at us with everything.
Excellent point. So, see, this is the thing, right? Now, for the majority of our people, yes. But how many of y'all in here are affected by TD Jakes? Roman Catholic Church.
TD Jakes, I can't stand.
But I'm sure you can. Right? But my point is, as Mama was saying here, we don't proselytize. Proselytization is not a part of African culture. Trying to impose our culture on other people. It's not a part of it. So look, the point is, get with those that are interested, that are here. You got folk around you right now that you can build with.
That's right.
You got folk, wait a minute. You got folk around you right now that you can build with. And from your building and working together, whether it's wood beer, whether it's something else, from your building and working together, especially if you are organized and the people see the power the wealth, the prosperity, okay? You know what I mean? You have an example now that's going to make them, well, damn.
They're going to come.
You know? Well, damn. They popping over there. They getting money over there. You know what I mean? They ain't, you know, slaving for the Wazungu all damn day. Okay? You know what I mean? So now they got something that's going to get the wheels to turning. But if you ain't building, if you ain't doing nothing, if you don't have nothing to show the power in what it is that you know, okay, then the people, they're not going to really want to listen to you. You know, unless their focus is primarily spiritual, okay, that's contradictory from African cultural point of view. There's no separation between secular and sacred. So, you know, spirituality, you know, or having a high spiritual life also means living a prosperous. You know, you should have prosperity to reflect your culture. You know what I mean? To reflect what it is that you know and you practice. So that's an important point. I say I agree with you on what they're doing, but this is my thing. Just like you got TD Jakes come on the TV, just like you got Creflo Dollar and all these other dudes, right? You got all these folk, freaking Benny Hinn, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry ain't the only one that can make plays and movies.
Who in the black industry today on television is doing something for the
Maybe it's for you to do it. That's my point. Yo, I don't want to hear Young Thug when I can listen to Ski Wee. You understand? So what are we going to do to make sure that Ski Wee can pop? That he's able to do what he needs to do for his skill set to evolve and develop to become as big as he needs to become. Right? And to make sure that he's comfortable enough to rap our culture to reinforce our ideals. Okay. What do we have to go? Wait a minute. What do we have to do with, let's say, P. Diddy or Jay-Z or any of these other guys that rap or make clothes and whatnot when we got UDA? You know, we don't have to wear the crackers' names and whatnot when we got folk in the community or the culture. You understand? That make clothes. So the answer is right in front of our face. It's right next to us. It's talking to us. You understand what I'm saying? No excuse. Yes, sir.
The black church, just Denmark, Beasley, Nat Turner, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Was the black church then different than what we see today as a black church in your opinion?
You know, there's a book I'm gonna recommend everybody get it. It's called Slave Religion. The history of the black church in the antebellum South. I want to say that's the subtitle, right? But that book, it talks about how the black church originally was like the, how sometimes today you walk into a building and you're on the sign, they say one thing, but you go there, like, ain't nothing in there, right? It's like, oh, you walk out like, oh man, that's a drug front, right? That's a drug front. So, back in the day, the black church was actually the front for the voodoo. Back in the day, they camouflaged the voodoo, camouflaged the Ifa in the church, right? So still today, same thing with Haitian voodoo. New Orleans voodoo did the same thing with the camouflage and the deities with the saints. Okay, did the same thing in Brazil, same thing in Cuba with Catholicism. You know what I mean? That's how they hid. So even in the black church, how you say the preacher was nothing but the priest. He's the Hungon. He's the Babalao. Okay, he's the Hamneter. That's all he was. But over time, that camouflage came to be taken as the real thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So the meaning, the essence of it was lost. And also, you gotta be honest, like sellouts. You had some preachers that were sellouts. And they begin to coast the people. Matter of fact, it was the mulatto Catholics, the folk that wanted to hold on to the European and their doctrine and whatnot that betrayed the Haitian Revolution. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, there's no excuses. There are no excuses for why we can't do what it is that we're doing. Like, we got door-to-door. Okay? Business. Ain't nobody got no business going to get no damn Dunkin' Donuts, no Krispy Kreme, you know what I mean? None of that. When you got a brother here that's in the culture, that's selling this. You shouldn't go to Pizza Hut. You shouldn't go to, Papa John's. And none of that other foolishness.
And don't critique it as hard as you critique them either.
Right? If he ain't got a vegan pizza, make sure he get a vegan pizza on the menu.
Right on. Vegan pizza. Just,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? But that's the point. And the people in the community, in the society, UDA, they got the food program as far as growing food, the clothes and whatnot. You know what I mean? These are skills that can be reproduced in the youth. How many of our children show, that they're in the style, they're in the fashion, making clothes, making jewelry? Right? Need guidance. Like, gotta have something for them. We don't have nothing for them. That's the purpose of the societies. That's the purpose of the guilds. Accumulate the skills, accumulate the knowledge, serve as a reservoir. You got more than one brother that has the same practice, same trade. Say you got two brothers that got a food program, or two brothers that sell donuts or whatever. They shouldn't be competing. You form a guild. You come together and you put the best of what you got with the best of what he got. Best of what she got with the best of what she got. You come together and you create something new. You evolve it. You evolve the discipline. You evolve the trade. That's the point of it. And now you got an institution. You got an industry.
You got franchises.
You got franchises. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about here. That's all these. When we're talking about the forces, the Neteru and the Orisha. This is what they represent.
That's all understandable for what you're talking about. But first of all, here's your foundation. No matter what, your foundation is who you are. I mean, just like you jumping with all the Neterus and stuff like that. We got to focus on one Neteru and then let all this come later. But your foundation is your spirituality. Once everybody comes into a spirituality, all that other stuff, it just comes automatically once you falls into your spirituality. That's it.
One second, Baba. Let me correct you real quick, respectfully. All right? The Neteru, each one of them, okay, represents a particular personality type.
I understand.
Oh, wait a minute. A particular type, a particular craft, a particular trade, a particular, for instance, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, good at teaching.
I understand that.
So, in my particular field, Tahuti is a force that I work with regularly. Okay, then you got somebody that might work with Anpu. Now, guess what? Anpu is also over the funerary rites. You need, every time that somebody passes on, you're telling me that I gotta wait? Wait a minute. You're telling me that I gotta wait?
Hold, bro. You're taking this to another level. Only thing I try to say, we need to focus on one tone. Okay, what I'm trying to say, I'm focusing on Kemet. I understand about the voodoo and all that other kind of stuff. I'm focusing right on Kemet. We have to learn one thing. If you got one person focusing on Kemet, voodoo, Ondon, and all this other kind of stuff, you got to focus on one thing.
Well, that's
use all the Neterus to Kemet right now.
Well, I'm with you.
That's the ball of confusion, man. When you're throwing all this in there at one time.
Well, it's not confusing if you look, we dealt with it. Once again, we dealt with it, demonstrating how, Osar, Osir is Obatala, is Oduduwa. We talked about how Shango is Heru. So how can it be confusing if we're saying that there's, the only difference?
Deal with one for right now. Just deal with Kemet. Just deal with Osar for right now. That's all I'm trying to say. And all the rest of that stuff can come later. That's all I'm trying to say.
And I say you have the right to deal with one. But we can't front on someone that speaks many languages. But how many languages do you speak, Bob?
It's too many. I only speak one. That's
okay. So you focus on one language, one that works for you.
I'm not focusing on one language. I want to learn a language.
So
and that's
master the one.
That's Metronet.
No, you listen to what I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying focus on what you want to focus on, what works for you. So if Kemet, which I practice the Kemetic tradition, I am a Kemetic priest. However, but you can find me working and building with the practitioners of voodoo. You can find me working and building with the practitioners of Ifa. That's my point. So, because you speak one language, somebody else might speak several languages. And it just helps, especially when you're talking about building, you're talking about economy. You know, a merchant, a traveler, someone that engages several markets, has to speak the language of the people that they're engaging, has to have a product that the people want in order to do business with them. You understand what I'm saying? So we got, we can't be dogmatic in this.
I understand what you're saying on that.
Hold on, Baba. Hold on, Baba.
Listening to him, what came to me is the Catholic religion. I've never been Catholic, but I was married to a Catholic person at one time. And they prayed to different people for different things. Okay? Now they had one religion, but they had many people that they prayed to. You know? Now, recently, within the last year since I've been coming awakened, I realized that they're doing what we were supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
They worship their ancestors. Saint Anne is some white girl from somewhere, you know? And all of these people that they pray to and talk to are their ancestors.
No, but
exactly.
But they're not doing one.
But the Catholic religion, is the whore. The Catholic religion is the whore revelation. The Catholic religion is the one that plagiarized Kemet. The white Madonna is a copy of a sect.
That's the point, Bob.
They are the whore revelation. They are devils. It's evil religion.
But the point is, they took the whole thing. They didn't just go to what? They didn't just go to Jesus.
They took them all.
They took Kemet.
Wait a minute.
Kemet.
You gotta understand. Nobody's disagreeing with you.
That's what I'm trying
You
to say.
just got Kemet, and I feel you on that. But understand,
you are the priest. But I'm saying when you're teaching somebody Kemet and voodoo, this is too many things at one time. I say you the priest. I'm not saying go out there, go out there and talk to others about this here. But when you're trying to reach us, man, you got to reach us at one point, man.
I mean,
so you just want, okay, so I understand what you're saying. I understand because, like, with some of the netters,
you got to learn all of this first.
Federal War is different from who I know, and I have to go back and look at that. So I do, like, you need all of the netters. You need to know, like, but you just want it from the Kemet perspective.
Yeah, you need to learn everything at one time. After you learn Kemet, then you can learn voodoo or something else.
Well, the point is in learning Kemet.
Everybody, I mean, you throwing a bunch of rocks at everybody, bro.
There's no rocks. There's no rocks. You feel that way. That's personal. That's your personal opinion, and you have the right to your personal opinion. That's your personal opinion, though. No one else has demonstrated or felt that as though they're being confused or mixed up, anything like that. Because I explained. I feel very well how the same tradition, cosmology, symbols, motifs, you understand, even colors and functions from one culture to the next are identical.
I understand.
So wait a minute, and we there's no point in keep going back and forth with it because it's disrupting progress. But
how much that can we remember right now? How much can that we?
That's
remember
why it's being.
Everything is
Right.
That's why you have to buy the book.
I mean, that's why we recording the entire series. So that you can always go back and revisit. Because if I ask you a question from part 1, you may or may not remember it. If I ask you a question from part 2, you may or may not remember it. I asked you a question from last week, you may or may not remember it.
No,
so,
I cannot. No, I cannot.
Okay, so the point, once again, that's the purpose of it being recorded. It's documented.
All right, so just from the beginning, just as a wrap up, what was the goal and objective of the series that we had?
Thank you, sis. So, and I don't want to, real quick before I deal with that, right? Because you made a point that I definitely want to touch on. The Catholic Church, that was the institution I was talking about. That's copying our social organization. Different saints for different things in different days, right? Saint Jude, Saint Anne, Saint Barbara, Saint Patrick, etc. so on. And each one of these, you got one that's the patron of firemen, the patron of policemen, the patron of doctors, the patron of architects, right? All of this stuff, right? This is what I'm talking about with the Orisha, with the Netaru. This is what I'm talking about, how each one of them represents a trade, represents an industry, okay? Represent guilds, represents societies where these institutions are developed in the actual community for nation building purposes.
And they
Yes,
built
ma'am.
the nation, brother.
Right. And this is just a little touch upon everything. I've only been here to 2 lectures, but most of the stuff I've actually been studying on my own has been over 6 years. So it's very important to me for you to go over so many things because I deal with the Orishas. So for you to touch upon those and to understand and relay back to where it actually comes from, it helps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To understand the process of it all. So again, you still dabbling on different things, but at the end of the day, you need to find out which one actually feeds into you, so you can begin to study on your own.
Absolutely.
That's the point of it.
Absolutely.
Study on your own, not from your videos. Study on your own. And so
Absolutely.
where
You know,
that
it's
come
a-
from,
it's a reference.
Not just that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reference. You know, the
Your
point
stuff and what you're doing is 2 hours. What? 2 or 3 hours.
yeah, it's 2 to 3 hours each
2
time.
to 3 hours every time you do it. That's you did. How many have you done? 7.
6. This is number 6.
This took me 6 years of my awakening, and I'm sure it took you way more. But I'm just saying, everything takes time, and it is a process.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's the whole point of it all: to see what actually gravitates to you first, and then to see what you need to study.
Right. And you know, the purpose of this whole lecture, right? And that's a good way to, tie into what you're saying. Right? The whole series is to demonstrate Nile Valley, to express Nile Valley culture as a Pan-African culture. When all of these people, the Yoruba, the Fon, the Ewe, the Soninke, the Mandinka, all these people, the Zulu, throughout the continent, they all trace their way back to Kemet as a point of origin, right? And we find this evidence in the language, we find this evidence in the traditions, in the cosmologies, with the forces and all the stories. It's evident. The rituals, the motifs, okay? So the purpose is to give you this, right? Present Nile Valley culture as a universal African culture, universal African language, to where no matter where you go in Africa, no matter where you go in South America, in the Caribbean, no matter where you go amongst African people and people of African descent, you'll be able to relate and understand the culture and the language because we're giving you the master culture. That's the purpose of this. Introducing you to the master culture. That's why, I can go from, from Yoruba to Igbo to Fon to Ewe to Dogon. I can do that because I have the master culture, the master language. And just like I can go in the presentation, I can travel there. I can meet a Fon, an Ewe, a Dogon, a Yoruba, a Igbo, okay? A Mani. I can meet these people and understand and relate to them because of the master culture. You see? So that's the purpose of this. Is for Pan-African nation building. And as I'm, once again, we're talking about ultimately building here with the folk that's here, okay? These societies, these institutions, the skills.
What you talked about today, it seems to me, I might be wrong, but it's like you take some of this to some black churches and they could understand and appreciate society and guild and the benefits of having it.
Yeah, a lot of them are in Greek fraternities. You got black folk that's in the church, but they're in Greek fraternities. And their Greek fraternities gain them access to certain networks and, getting certain opportunities and resources at their disposal. You got folk that's in the church that are Masons. You got mad preachers that are Masons. You know what I mean? That being a Freemasons gives them certain opportunities and access to certain networks and this, that, and the third. But the difference is they're not doing it for nation building purposes. You see what I'm saying? They're not doing it for the purpose of African liberation. You know what I mean? So if we present that to them, absolutely, they should be able to understand it. And like I said, I think New Orleans is ripe for it because you look at Mardi Gras, you look at Carnival season and all these societies. How many of y'all are members of some of these societies? Huh? Oh, secret. Y'all can't say? Y'all can't say? We got anybody?
None.
We got anybody in the crew of what's the black? What's the black joint?
Oh, Zulu.
Not Zulu, the other joint.
Oh.
Huh?
The other black
Oh,
dude.
you talking about the Algiers deal?
Yeah.
Namta.
Namta.
Yeah.
Anybody in Namta? Okay, but yo, the point is, a lot of the folk, a lot of them folk practice, Christianity, Islam, this and the third. But when it comes to coming together, they come together. They might raise money for a certain charity or this and the third. The point is, when you have these societies, you have these guilds. It's a reservoir for skills. This is a reservoir for resources. This is a reservoir, for knowledge and reproduction of these things through the rites of passages and initiations for the children and the youth and everybody that comes into it as we go on. This is the purpose of it. And each one of these guilds become industries. We're talking about collective investing. We're talking about, having, this men's society should have their own boat. For everybody, if you eat fish in there, the men's society should have their own boat. We should catch our own crawfish. We gotta know how to fish, we gotta know how to hunt, we gotta know how to butcher animals, to do all these things. Right? We gotta know how to clean ourselves and make sure that we're healthy and vital as men and women. This is the purpose of it. So, at the end of the day, that's the purpose. We're here to build and presenting this as a master social organization and structure that literally the blueprint has been laid down. Africans and non-Africans have been, imitating it or implementing it from time immemorial. Just last week, we demonstrated pretty much how the entire United States social organization, governmental organization is a carbon copy of what Kemet was doing thousands upon thousands of years ago. States, governments, governor, mayor, aldermans, and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? The whole thing, economic system and treasury and military, and the whole thing is there. The whole thing is there, right? We demonstrated that. Now, the thing is, each one of those positions I told you last week, all the people that occupy those hierarchical positions are priests and priestesses or initiates into a certain tear. All that is talking about the society and the order, the guild that they are part of. So if you're a priest of Ptah, you more than likely work in the crafts. You are an architect or craftsman, an artisan, if you work with Ptah. You know what I mean? If you work with Nefertum, you're a doctor, a pharmacologist, or a pharmacist. If you worked with Heru Behudet, you were part of the military clan, defense system. That's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? So, this is the way that our ancestors have always done it. This is what Haiti did to defeat the French in their revolution. And the Catholic Church, which is probably the most powerful religious institution in the world. It's not even a question. They are the most powerful religious institution in the world. The Catholic Church. They utilize it to this very day. Each one of their members having a patron saint that's tied to a particular industry. Based on occupation, the day that they were born, family, and all this other stuff. That's all we're trying to do here. Right? Any questions or comments on anything?
I would like to sugarcoat the Catholic Church. I call the Catholic Church the devils of the world.
Yeah,
I call the
devil.
Catholic Church the one that sanctioned slavery.
They're not the only ones. All of them, that was me, personally.
I understand. The Catholic Church is the devil. They're the one that's running the show.
Head of the snake.
They're the one running the show. They are the snakes.
I say, no argument here. No argument. Yo,
You know what I'm talking about. They
Jabbar, you
they
member
are
of
the
Namta?
black woman.
Are you a
They
member
got
of
that-
Namta?
They got that white woman and the black one down.
Okay.
They'll play.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah, I love the code.
Well, no, I was talking about how each one of these parades are societies, and the brother mentioned how some of the people that are in the church are also members members of these societies. Members of Greek fraternities and, some are Freemasons. And so this is something that they understand, how being members of these things have, privileges that open up certain network outlines, network pipelines and whatnot for them. Access to resources and opportunities. So same thing here, but we're creating all of this for ourselves.
It's like hundreds of years ago, we created our own colleges, universities.
Exactly.
South Carolina, Orange, they had 4 black-owned lumberyard companies.
Exactly.
Many black lumberyard companies now that I know of. So it seems like centuries ago they were practicing implementing something different than what we're doing now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All of these, all of these universities started out as fraternal societies, fraternal orders. They have a founder.
We actually created, say for example, the AME churches created their own colleges and universities.
Yes, sir.
When's the last time the black community has created a new black university?
There you go. There you go. And we have the absolute ability to do so. When people talk about you didn't go, what school you went to? Were they accredited? Right? You didn't go to an accredited, university and whatnot. An accreditation system, you know what that is? There's not one, who are you accredited by, first and foremost?
It's European validation.
No, wait. It's not just white folks, but a particular buddy system. Like, let's say, this particular group of white people say, I'm legit, and my man's over here, he's legit, and he says I'm legit. And we got this cat over here, and he says we legit. We complete the circle, and we are an accreditation institution. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And they keep the money from the institutions circulating in that group. That's all it is. $1 billion institution. We can do the same. Each one of those guilds that become the reservoir of certain skill set becomes a university where people can go to and learn that particular skill set and trade. Accredited by our men's society, our women's society in that specific guild. That's the blueprint. Holla! Any other questions or comments, family?
Wow.
Any other questions or comments?
I got one.
Yes, sir.
I wish I had read all of the sessions.
Mental telepathy. Our ancestors deal. What should I understand how our ancestors dealt with mental telepathy, communicate without actually speaking words?
Oh, okay. So I'll branch. Let me broaden that to just dealing with certain abilities in general, right? That other people would consider to be supernatural, which is very natural and normal for our people. Many of us in here have seen stuff, and we ain't gonna say a damn thing because we don't want nobody to call us crazy. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But as you go through these societies, you go through certain initiations because you also develop discipline. You discipline yourself physically. You discipline yourself. Certain things, certain forces. You learn how to tap into certain abilities. So. Like I said, the sister here, she, pretty much she's a medium. Okay. I say my wife Marie, she's a medium. She's a reader. Like I'm a reader. I'm a diviner, but I use oracles and stuff. She don't need an oracle. She reads palms. She, look at you. She see folk and this, that, and the third. She tell you whatever it is you wanna know. And the thing is, when she first started out, and when we first got together. She had, glimpses of the gift. She had glimpses of the gift, but it wasn't disciplined. It wasn't organized. So it was kind of erratic, and she was struggling with it. In the most literal sense sometimes. Okay, certain forces, ancestors come through, and certain parts of her brain are now. Working that hasn't worked in a very long time. So she's actually feeling physical effects and, splitting headaches and all of this. You know what I mean? So over time, going through, proper training and whatnot, it becomes refined. She becomes more and more used to it. She's open to it. And then now, she's a master. She's a master. So certain abilities you know, are definitely there. It's something that our people, y'all ever met the crazy church lady that come up to you and tell you something? You know what I'm saying? And you know, in between the fits of crazy, she say some real stuff to you, and some of it hit. You know what I mean? You know the middle. You know, now let's say you take that gift and you take it out of the cosmology, the Christian cosmology that is responsible for the crazy, and you put that African culture back on there. You filter that gift through that African culture and cosmology, which provides organization for the gift. It provides a system for the gift. You see? You know, cosmology is on top of being every damn thing else. You know, I did a series called Developing a Cosmological Mind for African Liberation. Very important. Cosmology is everything. But on top of being everything, one of the things that's included in that is it's a ritual language. It's a language that allows us to observe and identify certain forces, spiritual forces, ancestors and whatnot when we see them in operation, and to be able to know and understand what's happening with them. So this is our equivalent of, let's say, the periodic table of elements. The periodic table of elements is called periodic because it's based on observation of cycles, periods, okay? And how these natural elements or forces operate and move in evolutionary way. Because in actuality, all elements are simply the one. If one, that is number one, what's number one on the elemental periodic table of elements? Hydrogen. All other elements are just hydrogen vibrating at a different frequency, was causing it to take on a different form. That's all it is.
It's like the pyramid.
Yeah.
That's what the pyramid.
Pretty much, you know, from the common apex, boom, branching out in all the different directions. You know, that's all it is. This is why Ra is also called Atum. And from Atum, all of the elements manifest and come. You know what I'm saying? So, that's something that the cosmology allows you to do. Instead of just saying, for instance, something told me, or spirit told me, or, you know, this, that, and the third. The cosmology allows you to know exactly what force. You know, and when you know what force, you know where to put it, because each force has a particular function in space and time. You know what I mean? So it's something that definitely can't be dismissed. People do have that ability to communicate and, you know, even project certain things to communicate through symbolism and whatnot. And sometimes just, you know, the voice and whatnot. Everybody done heard the voice in their head, you know. All right? Do our family, thank you for your time and your attention and, you know, sticking with us throughout the entire series and whatnot. You know, we have recorded all of them. We have all of them recorded. We will be, you know, making it available to the, you know, Kushite Cultural Center. You know, probably via DVD or something like that. If we get a DVD series made, and you know, the series be here to go into the library. You know, so you know, whenever someone comes in, you want to, you know, introduce them to Nile Valley culture. Bam, you got it right there.